Hello everyone, welcome back to podcast On Wheels episode number 90. As we settle in today's episode, please sit back and enjoy the show. Obviously, you can hear my voice, aka my AAC device voice. The reason I now use my AAC device pretty much full-time is because ALS has rendered my speech to almost nothing. I do have some speech left, but it's pretty illegible and takes up a lot of my energy, so it's easier for me to use my device. If things go slower than usual, I apologize, but please know I'll still try to make jokes and interact with everyone. I'm still me, lol, I just use a talking device. I do wish I still had my natural voice, but alas, that's the reality of ALS. It takes a lot of your function and, unfortunately, the thing I value most, my speech. So that's the update from me. Now, we do have a few topics for you all today. The first topic is our new acid reflux medication. I'll go into detail about mine, and then William can talk about his experience and why he needed this new medication. The new acid reflux medication we're talking about is famotidine. Personally, I've always struggled with GERD and silent reflux. Over time, it has caused vomiting, burping, frequent gas, and other issues. I should also mention that I am already on omeprazole, because I have so many overlapping conditions that affect my acid reflux. I started taking this new medication as an additional small maintenance treatment for my GERD and silent reflux on March 20th. I take 5 milliliters, which is 40 milligrams, once a day. Since I'm already on omeprazole liquid suspension, 20 milligrams, which is 10 milliliters once daily as well, timing is important. I should also note that I take tizanidine, and famotidine can have some pretty bad side effects or interactions if taken too close together. So, I take it at 5:30 p.m., 3 hours after my second dose of tizanidine for the day and 5 hours before my third dose. As of right now, I'm still taking this medication daily, but over time, that won't be the case. I'll be on it daily from March 20th to April 17th. Then, from April 18th to May 1st, I'll take it every other day so my body can adjust and avoid issues from stopping too suddenly. From May 2nd to May 15th, I'll take it 2 to 3 times a week, about every 3 days. After May 15th, I'll use it as a maintenance medication, still helpful, but only used when symptoms arise. So that's the full rundown of why I got my medication. Now William can explain why he got his.
Okay, so pretty much the only reason why I got my acid reflux med was obviously because of acid reflux and GERD, and pretty much we discovered that all my issues from asthma are not just caused by asthma pretty much. So at my doctor's appointments on March 16th, I pretty much, talked about my symptoms of asthma, and they said, acid reflux is a running high kind of diagnosis in your family, so we got ruled out for that, and I just got the new medication, and I take about 5 ml twice a day, so 10 ml total, every morning, every night, until a follow-up appointment around a month later, until I can see if either I lower the dose or stay on the same medications for a couple months. So we're still figuring that out, and that's a journey. So that's pretty much why I got my medication for asthma, and to fix the acid reflux during the night so it doesn't keep bothering my lungs and causing this constant morning flu. And that's pretty much why I got it, and so far it's working good. Any more topics, Doc?
She's typing one.
Okay, she's typing one, so this is our first time doing a podcast with her talk.
That came from Dog Shelf.
How was that? I don't know, I'm sorry.
Did you hear that, guys? That was from Dog Shelf. What was that?
Wait, that sounded like behind me.
No, that was from Dogs. That was from over here.
Oh, okay.
Oh my God. What was that?
Sorry, guys. We just heard something from a shelf out of nowhere, so But as I was saying, this is our first podcast doing this with Doc's Talker, so she has to talk with her eyes, and then she just presses the button, and it just talks for her, because her speech is super tiring currently, so, yeah, that's pretty much, we've been practicing with all day. She's been doing good. We've been playing games all afternoon. We played these, like, kind of medical guessing games, and she was a lot smarter than me at them. It was pretty much her medicines and schedule and stuff, so we had fun with that, and, yeah, she was really smart at these games, because she's a medical kind of person, so she kind of does that all the time, so that was fun. And yeah, we just had to wait for her reply awkwardly, and that could take a while, so if this podcast lasts a while longer than normal, just know it's our first podcast doing this with a talker, and we're just kind of going with it, so yeah, if the podcast takes a while, we know why now, and we just have to wait for her to, well, type with her eyes, so
but she's pretty fast at it, so
she's a lot faster than me, so if I ever had my talker on a podcast, then it would take a while, but it has to be at least a couple, I don't like the way I said but. But if I ever have my talker, which would probably be months from now, or a year from now, I don't know, then it would be a lot slower, because I'm dyslexic, and I'll misspell everything, so I'd be like, okay, so because, and the typos would be horrendous, and you would never like me. My speech is already like that, so, I mean, I guess it's the same. I would think I'll just use Donnie's talker, low-key. Now we just gotta wait. I don't know what would be the second topic.
She's typing that up.
Oh. We just have to write really awkwardly in silence, so this is a new kind of thing, because we don't want to cut timing out, because then that would be a lot more editing on us, and the podcast is kind of like a real raw us for an entire hour or more, which I bet that's so fun to watch. Right? But yeah, just in general, we don't want to cut much stuff out, because this is a real reality we live through every single day, so yeah. You got a lot to say here about this. You get to hear ASMR of sniffles and vent. Wow. It's taking a while. She locked in, y'all. I bet this is really boring. It's taking a while. It's so weird to hear awkward silence for a long time. Is that, oh. How are we already at the 9-minute mark? Oh God. Lord, God. What you typing over there? Good Lord. It might be coming in over an hour, I think. You good? People are gonna log on to the podcast and be like, what the fuck is this silence? I'm like, and I tell you that my bestie's still trying to type. Typing with your eyes takes a long while. Damn, girl. It's the second topic. Oh my god. You good? Alright. Are you talking first or me? We have to wait for the talker to boot up.
Come on, old dinosaur.
No, your talker's a dinosaur. So she used Donnie's. It works perfect. It works good.
Once it gets booted up, it works.
It's been at least, Doc, we're on the 12-minute mark. Deborah,
I don't think people realize how long it takes to talk.
The second topic is that we got our fourth sickness within 6 months. Basically, this entire sickness train started around September 14th, 2025. For me, I first got a cold and that lasted 18 long. And then I got another sickness on December 29th, 2025, which was the moderate flu that caused me to faint and oftentimes made me run a fever and made me nauseous, and made my body ache. I then got severe acute bronchitis which caused my lungs to be severely irritated on January 1st, 2026, and then by day 10 to 11 I had a near pneumonia scare. I basically had crackling in my lungs and I had so much phlegm. And I should also say that I should have gone to the ER but I didn't due to my own stubbornness. However, thankfully it didn't turn into such an awful illness. Then on March 21st, 2026 I got another illness which was a cold. Thankfully this cold has been very easy and has been my least impactful sickness by far. These 4 sicknesses have invaded me and Willam's body for such a long time and has been repetitive.
Willam's.
It's wild to say that we've both had 4 separate illnesses since September 14th, at least for me, and that has been my experience with those 4 illnesses in the most shortest way possible, and no William can explain his experience.
Okay. Oh. She's tapping you. This podcast is about to be boring. Imagine if we had both had talkers. Oh my god. That would be hell. But we just continued at that point. Oh god.
What I meant to say was I should have gone to the emergency room when I had the near pneumonia scare.
Yes. And now I'll talk about my thingy. Basically, we got a cold in March, kind of late March, so only a couple weeks ago. Oh god.
You can keep going. She's just talking the other topic.
Oh lord. Oh my god. Okay. And pretty much, I got a cold on March 21st as well. We got a cold on the same day, and this cold has been quite easy-ish on me. Way less severe than my other colds, as the other colds caused a code blue situation where I had a full mucus blockage in my tracheostomy tube, which literally is my airway, so that turned really bad. Thankfully, Cindy was able to get it out within 30 seconds with machines and suctions and stuff, and that was very, very, very horrifying. And the other colds, the flu caused fevers, chills, full-blown body aches, me sleeping in bed, and fatigue, headaches, and it's overall the flu. You don't feel the greatest with the flu. Then I had a cold in November, and with that one, more coughing fits, a lot of phlegm, sore throat, all the recent sicknesses have been pretty bad, and the September one was something else, though. Holy crap. But I've gotten around 4 total illnesses since September as well. So me and Doc are pretty much in the same boat. We've had really, really bad illnesses, near pneumonia, choking, code blue situations, constant coughing fits, fatigue throughout our entire body, fevers, ER. It's been bad. It's we've been constantly getting sick. Our immune system sucked these past couple months. So thankfully this cold, both of our colds this month, or last month, and technically March, I'm having a stroke, is the best one ever sickness we've ever had in the past 6 months. So, and we're hoping that past March and from this day, excuse me, the fuck is that? Oh, guys.
Are you okay? God damn it.
What is happening? We come back after 2 weeks. We're almost choking. Things are falling off the shelf. Okay. Pretty much from this day on, we pray that we don't get sick in multiple months. That would be a blessing. And we pray to God we don't get sick and have that once more. So we're hoping, and now we have to wait for the third topic. So now we wait for a long time. I forget what the topics are. Oh, that one. Oh, Lord. Keep it quick. Remember that. Imagine the big booster came before was talking and she yelled out or something. It's so funny. Good Lord. I have to talk about random topics, so half the podcast ain't no silence. It's like, yay. Then we wait for
Now
a
to keep the fun train moving was that our ventilator broke.
Oh. Hello? Oh.
Once more, if you don't recall, our ventilator had broken and we had to get a new one, and then within a month later, I believe around March 24th, the new ventilator that we had replaced just hardly a month earlier had started to flutter and stop in stages, and then it finally gave out and just broke, so we got a new one, and since then it has been working phenomenally, and if William wants to go into more depth, he can.
So pretty much our ventilator just broke. It started fluttering and it broke, and on February 15th, the day after Valentine's Day, the ventilator that we had for 7 whole months of working broke, unfortunately, so we got a new one. We had a secondary backup ventilator in our house at all times, and we pretty much got it working and running, and it worked well. Then literally 30 days later, less than a month later, or a little over a month, it broke, it started fluttering, and it fully shut down on all 3 levels. It wasn't working, and that was unfortunate, and now we have a blue one that's currently sitting there and been working since for about maybe 2 or 3 weeks now. It's been working, so yeah, it's about been 2 weeks since our ventilator, and it's working pretty okay, and we pray to God it lasts way over a month, and that's pretty much our broken ventilator and how it's kind of went. We went through about total 3 ventilators in about 8 or 9 months, so a very, very short time. So we're praying that this one works for 7 whole months, just like the other one, so we can have at least a little bit of leisure time before we have to get a new vent or batteries or something for it. So yeah.
So basically the next topic is there was a random internet outage and our internet was out for 2 hours or about an hour and a half, I believe. Once more, since William can speak a little faster than me, lol, he can go into more detail.
So pretty much we were hanging out and trying to watch YouTube videos or look up something, and randomly the internet was saying couldn't provide internet, and it was working really, really bad. And we had asked about this, and a random internet outage around our kind of area kind of went out, and it said, oh yeah, it's expected to last 4 hours. Thankfully it only lasted about an hour or two, so about half that time. But we were just without internet for about 1 or 2 hours, and then it worked, and it was completely back to normal, and now we're chilling.
The next topic is we are taking a break from weekly vlogs. This is a personal decision for William, so he can go into more detail.
Okay, so pretty much this is a hard decision because, as you know, me and Donnie and Cindy have been doing weekly vlogs for almost 2 entire years now, and so it's a very big thing to us to be quitting or taking a break for a bit. And pretty much what this break is, it's just we need a break. We're getting burnt out, grieving, and just in general a whole complex mess of burnout, grief, and just in general mental health. Hasn't been the greatest, and doing all this work, 1 weekly vlog a week, and then every 2 weeks we do a podcast. Every week we also do a written post. We keep up with the topics constantly. We have to do daily, and on my Pokemon channel I do 1 daily shorts and stuff like that. So I do other editing behind the scenes, and not just for this YouTube channel. I only have 2, but you know, and it's just in general, it was a lot on me, especially with the grieving. It didn't make it any better, and so pretty much we thought of taking a little break, but there would be more information on that soon. So yeah, we're trying that new schedule out, seeing if it works. There's going to be a lot of topics though, because a lot happens, but we'll find out. She's typing up the next topic. We have to wait for this long waiting spell again. Oh no. And her talker malfunctions.
The next topic is how are we doing during the illness. The illness we are talking about is the most recent one on March 21st, 2026. Thankfully I am doing very well. I am getting through this illness without it getting worse or turning into something more. I'm doing my crap ton of breathing treatment that I need to do. And being on Caiston since April 1st has not helped at all. That puts me currently at 13 nebulizers a day and 7 nebulizers a day when I'm healthy. Currently I'm still sick unfortunately, so it's lasted quite a while, but I believe I'll be fully recovered from this sickness by next week, so Monday, April 6th. And Willam can explain how he is doing during his illness as well.
Okay. Well, pretty much I also do breathing treatments around 5 a day when I'm sick, so I've done a continuous amount of breathing treatments. I think, our sickness fully left our body probably about a day ago. We're still dealing with some, runny nose a little bit late at night, but other than that, I'm pretty much over this cold. and I've just been doing a lot of breathing treatments, chest percussion, my normal breathing stuff, cough assist, suctions. Do a lot of stuff for breathing both a day for hours. Constant breathing stuff during illnesses, because we just have to do that to keep us out the hospital and everything, and that's been working. I've also been having to take my albuterol inhaler because I have this nasty kind of cough thing going on, probably from asthma, both the combining asthma flare and, illness. So that, I had a wheezy kind of gargly, dry kind of cough, so I had to do my albuterol for that 4 times, and thankfully got rid of it, and I found this new way to use my spacer with that albuterol, because I was taking one long inhaled breath, and that wouldn't get all the dosage in me, because turns out my lungs are obviously insufficient, and I can't take just one full nice deep breath to get all the medicine, so I had to take multiple breaths, like 5 to 6 breaths, just to keep my mouth on the spacer and breathe in, and it does that, and it works. I got a lot more medication in my system, felt the effects a lot stronger, but that was a good thing because effects lasted and made my chest feel more open, and the coughing fits went away, so that helped. And then after that, I haven't been really having to take my albuterol, so we're good. The cough lasts about 3 or 4 days, that kind of nasty cough. That's why I've been having to take my albuterol a lot more, but yeah, we're doing really good. This is our best cold we've gotten in a while, so we're glad. Our mood has been pretty good through it, and yeah, we're pretty much both fully recovered, to be honest, at this point.
The next topic is Ethan's real age. Willam can go into this topic.
Okay, if you don't know, Ethan is my son. We adopted him October 16th of 2024, so almost 2 years ago, and pretty much the adoption agency kind of said his age was around 5.5 years old and almost 6 years old on April. So we are okay, and this pretty much, he has a FIT2M gene mutation, a very, very rare mutation of the gene, a FIT-M2, I think that's what it's called, and it pretty much just doesn't let him absorb much, so he's a very, very low weight. Like, he's always been extremely low weight for his age, and he was premature too, so he was 2 pounds 8 ounces at birth, so he was already a lot smaller than he was supposed to be as a baby, and in general he was smaller because of his rare mutation. And so essentially at this specific age they said he actually looked that specific age. He's nonverbal, so he can't really communicate to us in that way, and he also he was the weight of an average 6-year-old. So in general we thought he was this weight, and the adoption agency didn't have really too many previous records, so they could only guess on what he looked like, what he looked like before puberty, and kind of things, and what weight he actually was. So he was the average size of a 6-year-old, so they put him in that kind of age classification, and obviously the parents would believe the adoption agencies and everything because that's the information they have, and we went with that information and figured out as much as we could. But as time got through, it's almost been 2 entire years, we noticed, he was gaining more, not bad, but his weight never, his weight aligned with the age. So I was like, okay, the weight didn't throw us off one bit. He's only 42 pounds, so he's a little guy. And pretty much, but over time, he started looking older in his pictures. Not 6-year-old young. He didn't really have much of a baby face. As he started growing more and more, we noticed, his height is pretty damn tall for a 6-year-old. He's 3 foot something or 4 foot. So we don't know exactly what his height is. We're assuming ranging around 3'7" and higher. So pretty tall for a 6-year-old. And just in general, he started looking a lot older. And I was like, okay, let me look this up. And we got some more information from the adoption agencies and the pediatrician, and we got the appointments and stuff, and we were like, can you do this test and stuff like that to see and realize his real age. And the real age came up to 12 years old. And he's going to be turning 13 this month. So we officially have a teenager. That was really shocking, and that made sense though, because he was now at 11 years old when we actually adopted him, which is weird to know. He was 11 to 10 years old when we adopted him. and now he's almost 13 years old. So he's starting to go into puberty. So his face is looking a lot more older. His body's getting adjustment changes and everything. So he looks a lot older than a normal 6-year-old. So we were doing more research into that, and we contacted the adoption agency and everything. And his real age is 12 years old. And obviously his birthday is April 12th. Less than 2 weeks away. He'll be turning 13. We officially almost have a full teenager. So that was very weird to discover that. I mean, he still feels like Ethan, obviously. He's our son. We love him no matter what. And, you know, I'm super glad we discovered that, so we know his real age, and we can treat him like the appropriate age in schooling. So instead of going to 2nd grade, or 1st grade, he'll be going all the way to 7th grade. And in August, he'll be entering 8th grade. So we had to transition him to that, so we're doing that, and the process is going well. And pretty much we just figure out his real age, and you know, everything's going well, and we're super glad we discovered that. And yeah, he's still Ethan. He's still chilling. He's having a blast. I mean, he's doing really well. He's up to 42 pounds. I mean, that's really low, because my almost 8-year-old son is 40 pounds at his age, even though they're years apart. So that's fun to know. We're hoping he gains more and more weight. He's been gaining more weight, which is good. He's now up to 42 whole pounds. So that's really, really good. And we don't know his official height. We're assuming he's 3'7", which is still underweight. But we don't know his actual height, even though he looks kind of taller than 3'7". But who knows? We'll find out one day, I'm sure. We're getting more information and everything. But yeah, that's pretty much his real age.
The next topic is Cash's new skills.
Okay, so pretty much our son Cash, who's almost 8 this month, we have a lot of birthdays coming up this month, is pretty much, just in general, he's been learning more new skills. A couple of days ago, he learned how to tie his shoes, and he tied his shoes 4 different times that night, and he's wanting to tie his shoes officially all on his own now, not asking for help from his mom or friends or anything like that. And he's tying his shoes very good now, and yeah, he's pretty much not getting help from anyone else. He's now tying his own shoes independently from now on, which is really good. And the second skill is self-catheterization. Pretty much our son uses catheters, or coude catheters, just a different tip of a cath, for his spina bifida, as he has neurogenic bowel and bladder like me. So pretty much that's just his way to pee through the tube and everything, and it works well, and we already got his schedule and everything. But Sydney helps him with his catheters. He can't do them on his own yet, because he's still learning the dexterity skills and everything through therapy and everything, and so he's learning through all of that. And Sydney was showing him demonstrations with, you know, zip ties and just a little plastic tube, and the zip tie is kind of similar to his catheter, so he used that with his left hand, which is his dominant hand, and his right hand he just held the, you know, tube in place, which would be, you know, and then he held the catheter, and he had to focus really, you know, don't hold it at the top, because then, you know, the catheter would be floppy and, you know, damage stuff. So he had to learn the proper ways to hold it, and he did really, really good. For the first time, he was holding it steady, focusing real hard, and he did really good, and he's still continuing to learn those. He isn't doing them at all fully independently yet, but he's not practicing and getting to the feel of it and use of it, so he can hopefully do those independently, because that will give him more privacy as he's growing up and everything. And just in general, he'll learn more independence, which is his biggest goal. He wants to be more independent at the end of the day. He wants to, you know, live independently. He wants to get his own skills, hang out with his friends more without his parents being right there. I mean, you know, more privacy things and more grown-up things he wants to do when he grows up more. But he's learning those, and he's doing really, really good at those specific skills. And now the next topic, Doc is typing up. next time we'll try to have some stuff pre-typed to see if that would be easier for us, but still going with it.
The next topic is how is William doing on his new meds. I'll let Willam explain his after I give how I'm doing on the medication as well. I'm doing really well on this extra medication to my already extensive regimen. I'm not having as much coughing due to less irritation to my vocal cords and throat. I'm having better symptoms and no nausea.
Ooh.
Which is huge. I was so nauseous after meals and before infusions for 8 months pretty much straight almost before every single infusion, but now since starting this new medication my infusions have been going really well and everything's well under control.
Oh, she's tapping more. Hello? Okay, it works. Her talker takes a while.
And this is super random lol, but I also wanted to add that I previously said I had a cold, and while that is true my cold had moved down to my vocal cords and larynx, so my actual diagnosis or sickness was called acute viral laryngitis.
Okay. And what was that talking about again? Oh Lord. Because I know I had to talk about something. The new med, probably.
Now Willam can explain how his new medication is helping him.
Okay, so we had this conversation just a little bit ago about my medication, my new acid reflux medication, and pretty much my new steroid inhaler medication that I got back in February. And both of those have been helping with my asthma, because back then I used to have daily symptoms, a lot of morning phlegm, and when I talked, I used to gasp for air or a breath every time a sentence was made. But as you can tell, my talking is a lot better and a lot faster. Just my dyslexia is still coming into play. But pretty much, yeah, my talking is a lot better. It's a lot more stand-up kind of based. And I'm waking up with less phlegm in the mornings. And just in general, everything's going better than before those medications, because, you know, those medications just helped me a lot, thankfully, with my asthma. And thankfully it wasn't just an asthma related thing, it was other co-combining conditions. So we're getting those treated, and thankfully my daily symptoms are going away, and my speech is getting a lot better. I can speak a lot faster and with more stamina and less breaths. And just in general, if you have heard my speaking throughout the podcast, I'm sure it sounds just a little bit better than old podcast and everything. And yeah, that's pretty much my new med. It's been helping me a lot. I did have like a kind of phlegmy morning this morning, but I mean, that's just how it goes. I got a cold and everything. And yeah, I mean, other than that, has been my only 1 to 2 episodes since in 2 weeks, which I used to have them every single day. So yeah, I'm doing pretty good on that new medication. Now we just wait for Dark Talker.
The next topic is our new uploading schedule. This really only pertains to Willam, so I'll let him explain it.
Okay, so the new uploading schedule that we might try to do is, instead of everything being weekly, it'll be bi-weekly, so every 2 weeks. And pretty much that would be everything. The podcast, every 2 weeks. The weekly vlogs, every 2 weeks instead of every week. And the weekly posts that I post on Tumblr, Donnie and William is the page, is every 2 weeks as well. So pretty much everything that I do and post is going to be every 2 weeks instead of week, to give me a break and just in general have time to edit and everything, and just in general have a 1 week break in between everything, just to relax and play games and do whatever and whatnot. So that's what we're trying to do. I mean, things will look a little different. My post will be longer, and then, you know, weekly vlogs will be a little bit longer as well. The thumbnail, I'll try to fit everything in there, but it's not going to be promised. And yeah, that's pretty much my new schedule. I mean, I'll just work through it, and I'm testing it out, so you didn't see any weekly vlog from me this Friday because that's because I'm already following the new schedule. So my weekly vlog will be coming out next Friday. This is coming out Saturday because we had babysitting and stuff yesterday. So that was busy, and we didn't get to film a night podcast episode to get it out. So yeah, we're filming one now, so it'll be about a day delayed. I'm sorry, y'all. And I mean, the new schedule's going okay. I'm just keeping up track with everything so I don't get behind. And then on the 2-week mark, I upload the weekly vlog and the weekly post, and we're good. So about every month instead of 4 weekly vlogs. It would still be like, oh yeah, weekly vlog number 95, but you would see it'd be literally 2 weeks of my life. So I guess it's still the same thing, but it's just how many videos I put out that says weekly vlog. So pretty much I'm still filming every week. It's just being posted every 2 weeks. So yeah, that's pretty much the new schedule. I hope it goes well, and we're trying it out this week. So wish me luck, and you'll see the new vlog Friday.
And that is it for this episode. Thank you all so much for watching podcast On Wheelz episode number 90, and we will see y'all for episode number 91. Once again, thank you all so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye bye.
Okay, so that's our little outro thingy. Thank you for joining us with this podcast. I mean, it was weird for the first time with the talker, and I'm sorry there was moments of silence. And actually, we wrapped this one up really, really quickly. What the hell? But yeah, we'll get more used to it with Doc's talker and everything. She's doing good with it. It's just, it malfunctions and lags a little bit. So when she's in the middle of a talking sentence, sometimes it would take 5 more seconds to say another word, which I don't think Donnie's talker's ever done that. But we'll have to see.
It's pretty old.
It's a pretty old talker and old phone in general. So yeah, but
it works for the most part.
Yeah, so yeah, we wrapped up everything very quickly. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. So it's everything about uploading and podcast is a little bit different than usual, so we're still getting used to that. Big change in our YouTube channel. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next episode. Bye bye.